What is up, everyone? Today there is a concrete cutting saw here from a guy that I do a little work with. He's a installer of concrete, so he uses this often. And he said that he doesn't know what's wrong, but he thought the engine was blown, or there's something wrong with the pull start. He wasn't sure. It doesn't feel like it's engaging anything, so there's definitely something wrong in there. In addition, he said that he might be using this in the future, so he's hoping I can buy another attachment for the water hose. Can prolong the life of the blade. But this is a Hilti DSH 900X, and yeah, he says it runs before this happened. So I've had this happen probably half a dozen times or so with this type, and probably a half a dozen times before with other saws of this type, but specifically this one. Let's think about how this is used. There's concrete dust everywhere. Now, concrete dust gets caked, as you can tell, everywhere. It's just gets everywhere. It's fine. It's disgusting. It's just real hassle to have to clean up from. Having said that, because it does go everywhere, I've noticed the little gears inside like to get caked to the point where when the engine's running, they're away from the actual pull cord mechanism, and when they're off, it's supposed to have a spring that goes back and puts them in a position where when you pull, they kind of get locked up, and then it's, pulls the engine over. So I'm thinking that's it. 9 times out of 10, that usually ends up happening. The other time, this pull cord's actually broken, or the spring inside, or the piece of plastic that kind of engages those dogs. So what I'm going to do, I think it's just 1, 2, 3, might be a fourth one down there somewhere, I can't remember. But take that off, and then we're going to take a look and see what exactly we have going on. You know that I said that, it's probably going to be broken. I have to order a new one. Hilti parts, for whatever reason, are kind of hard to find. That's why when I'm ordering the water adapter, it's probably not going to be a Hilti one, it's just going to be a generic one. Maybe Makita. Makitas are a lot easier to buy. So this would usually be what's broken. It does not appear to be broken. That seems fine. So I'm going to take off this cover. I think there's a couple of screws here. You see what I mean? How the dust gets everywhere? Sometimes you'll get them where they'll be working. The guy or person will put them in the back of his truck, their truck, and then it will start raining. Then water gets on here, and literally it just becomes like a concrete mess. Okay, so you see that? That one's free now. This one though, it's gonna take a little persuasion. I'm gonna get some oil. So you don't want to put a lot because it's gonna get garbled eventually, but I also blew this off a little bit. When you do that, because this is really fine dust, wear a mask. I blew it off with the mask on, turned the fan on, blew out all the dust, and then I started doing this. So just be careful, you don't want this in your lungs. You want the bottom one to be more. Oops. Okay, good. There is compression. I'm just going to undo the spark plug just in case. Okay, spark plug is undone. So now, there we are. Now we're getting somewhere. So it should spring back by itself. Like that. Okay, so now that one's good. Spin this over a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of oil on this one too. You don't want to do a lot because the dust will just kind of get caked in there again. Now that's all done, I'm going to wipe off the excess. Because like I said, the dust is just going to cause havoc. But now that should be good. I'm going to put the cover back on in the recoil and we'll test it out. Moment of truth. Okay, yeah. I think we're going to plug the spark plug back in, and then we'll see if we can't get this running. This does have a decompression valve for assistance in starting, so let's try that. Yeah, it's good. So let's prime it. So far, so good. The primer bulb works. It seems to be in good condition. Let's give it a pull. Let's see how you do this. I think that's it. Let's stop. That is loud. Well, as you can tell, it runs. So, looks like if you have a stuck, or if you have no pull cord resistance at all, and before you go out and spend, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks for a real Hilti, or maybe a knockoff one for like 20, take it off and double check those little metal dogs are there and that they are working properly. The other alternative, like I said, the plastic piece in the center will be broken, or the dogs might themselves even be broken. Worst case scenario, the post that those dogs ride on, also gone. If that's the case, you have to get a whole new flywheel. But other than that, that should be about it. Like you see, keep watching, put a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night.